Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today just with kind of a casual make-along. I'm going to start a new journal, so I thought I would share that with you. I think I'm going to make it based around this book that I found called Rosie's Walk by Pat Hutchins. You can probably already tell why I'm attracted to it. 100% the illustrations. It's a more like simplistic kind of story. It's a younger children's story. This is a story originally from 1968, and this edition is from 1986. And it's just a very simple story. Rosie the hen went for a walk across the yard. And just look at these illustrations. Aren't they just gorgeous? Around the pond. I think I just want to make this like a bit of a garden journal maybe, or with garden type themes. Over the haystack, past the mill, through the fence. Yeah. And got back in time for dinner. So a very, very simplistic story for ages 3 to 6. But look at these beautiful illustrations. So, whoops. Before I impale myself with my ruler. Excuse me. So, I'm going to use this book for this. This is a vintage book called Thorn Apple Tree. I'm not particularly attached to this cover, like this little image here, but I am very attached to this spine. So I thought the colors of this book really paired nicely with that one. And this is from, it's a nice older book. It's got really pretty paper in it. It's like very pulpy. So this is from 1942. I also thought this was interesting because all of the first through the 8th printing were all in like 1942. The first 3 were in October, 2nd to November, 3rd, were all in December. Like, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, it has a few little images in it that I would use in the journal. Maybe definitely the book plate. I really like the book plate. It's quite pretty. So that's the plan for this journal. I've also set aside a library pocket that I want to decorate for this. So that's kind of the first piece of ephemera. But before I start sorting ephemera, I wanted to share something so wonderful with you. So let me move this. So I have a very good friend. She's an artist and her name is E. Ipolani. And she makes the most incredible, this is one of her illustrations. So this is her card. And she's just a beautiful person and her illustrations are beautiful. But the thing that I'm in love with the most in all of her work are her sculptures. So she's a sculptor of these tiny little wonderful sculptures. I have 1 or 2 of her other sculptures, and this is funny because as we often do in life, something comes up unexpectedly, and she unfortunately had a terrible wisdom tooth problem, and because she works as an artist, but also in another industry where like you're sort of self-employed, it's challenging to take care of those kind of things in the United States without good insurance, right? So she's so cute, and she made me this little honorary tooth fairy certificate for your good deeds of helping yank another human's teeth out. You are hereby and henceforth to be known by the title Honorary Tooth Fairy as of this day, Friday the 5th of August 2022, signed the Tooth Fairy. So cute. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to share because it's a beautiful paper greeting, and this is a really nice way, I think, as an artist, of saying thank you to people when they help you with something. So she did this little thing where she created a little piece of art at a very discounted from regular art kind of price. And she's like, if I can just sell X number of these, I can get all this dental work done, right? So brilliant idea. And so I have to show you in this little handmade paper box that she made. I have to show this to you, and I will link her site below, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her after I just show you this too. Come on, right? So yeah, she's an incredible sculptor. She is extremely, I would say, inspired by her very brilliant little boy. He is super intelligent and vivacious and cute, and I think the two of them have this wondrous, like, mother and son kind of relationship where, you know, he's obviously taken on a lot of her creativity, and they come up with these little stories together. And I will link her site below. You should really check her out. A lot of her sculpture gets deeply influenced by nature and other fun themes. Like in the last while, she's been making these little guys called mushroom hoarders. And they're like these little, they look like kind of like little, not necessarily a squirrel or an otter or like, but there's some kind of a rodent like creature, and they have all these cute little mushrooms that they hoard, and they might have a little acorn hat on. And you know, she made all these little gnomes that like were made along with them. And I mean, she works in a few different mediums, but I'm particularly in love with her sculpture medium. So yay! I'm so happy that I was able to get one of these teeth and promote this little project for her, because like she's a wonderful person. So yeah, I had to share that from one of my sweet friends. So let's dig into this journal a little bit. We'll get a little start on it. I haven't chosen papers yet, but I figured what I would do is just maybe we'll see what we want to use from the journal, or from the book rather, as pages in the journal, and what we want to use to make ephemera. So there's the book, there's the other book, and then we can probably pick out some other ephemera type stuff. So we'll see here. So first, Thornapple Tree. Let's get Thornapple Tree taken apart here. I can probably just pull it out, but I won't. I will show you the other way, because the last few times that I've been taking books apart, I've just been doing the pull. So I'll do it the old-fashioned blade kind of way. This paper is really thick. I just want to make sure I'm not... This is why I like to pull right off the spine, because I don't feel like I'm going to pierce my book when I do that. I actually find it less stressful, where I think a lot of other people might find my other method more stressful because they feel like they have less control. Anyhow, it's off. It's off, and we didn't destroy the cover. Thank goodness. Okay, so we'll set this aside for a moment. And then this book is the one that I'm not going to have as much work to do. So I'm not really interested in keeping these papers particularly. What I want to do is, I think, keep this. And we'll see how interesting that whole page is. Yeah, we'll keep that. It's a glossary, I think. So we'll keep this one. And maybe chapter 1, because it has a nice like plate image. This is like the cast and characters kind of the book. I'm going to use those in the scrap bin. This is nice. This little strip here. And then here's another little scrap from the back. Can I get this off at all? Yes, I can. Yay. So I like to save this part of the book. This one's really glued on well. It's got old, you know, cheesecloth and stuff under there. There, because this is so great for collaging. And then you can see it's got these extra bits underneath that are really holding this book together. So yeah, it's very well built. I'm just going to set this aside. Give me 1 minute. There we go. I just like to keep everything organized here. Okay, so what's next in this book? Let's see. We'll go through and see if we can find anything else we want to keep. That's nice. Chapter 3. out. Oh, that's really nice, actually. These are a few book pages from Thornapple Tree. That one not so much. That one's nice. Okay. Not so much that one. Or that one. Oops, I keep skipping one. Oh, that one, okay. No. I think that's all I'm interested in. Maybe this one too, because it's just like a little town. What is that page? This is a really nice book to pull apart. I feel like I'm definitely going to use the paper from these book pages. It's really nice. Okay. It's kind of a dream in terms of the kind of vintage book that you like to find for making things from the book pages. It's got really great paper. So we'll set this aside, and now I will go ahead and tear this stuff away that we're not going to use, and then decide if I want to keep, which I do, this stuff. I probably can stop keeping that stuff for a little while soon, because I think I have a good sized box of it already. But I'll keep this one because it's just particularly nice. Okay. Right, so that's nice and clean. Good, good. Nice and strong. Nothing is damaged. This is actually really well attached. So this is pretty perfect actually for the inside cover. So we can set that aside along with these bits. And then I've got to start to think about what do I want to put on the front of this book. So I had sort of thought about this, like I would take an image here of this. So yeah, I really like that image. So let's go ahead and pull the inside out of the cover here. Glue up. Tore a little there, that's okay. And then is there anything on the back that I would want to use? Maybe this little flower image, that's really cute. So, yeah, I think I'll probably put this on the front. That's really cute. Set that aside for a moment. And then we'll look at what I did here. So this is the page that I accidentally tore away from the book. So it's definitely going to be, I think, let's just see. Actually, these are really perfect as single pages that fold in here. So, you know, this is the kind of journal where I could keep the whole story in there, but I don't really think it's all of that, like, you know, important. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a major story here that's been written. But I think for this one that I will keep this page in here. I'm just going to trim off this gnarly edge there. Now let's start from the front. So now that I know that the pages here are a good size for the book, I don't have to be beholden to keeping these signatures together, which is really nice. So Rosie's Walk. Do I want to have the title be important. I don't want to not use this image though. I think I want to use this in ephemera because it'll make two pieces of nice ephemera. So that we'll set aside. This one I think also will be for ephemera. And then if I want to make something with that title, I can. This one would be really cute in the book, but also really good as ephemera. Now, one thing I'm noticing is these pages, if I use them singly like this, it won't make sense to cut them in half. So for this one, right, it's like I'm going to have to make sure this is on the outside because this image makes sense on the outside. But on the inside, this needs to be on the inside and at the center of a signature. So as you're flipping pages, this whole image stays together. Like it wouldn't matter if you didn't, you know, care. You could paint the sky blue here so you didn't just have like a fox's bum on one half of your page. But I would like to use this as the center of one of the signatures. So if I take a look at my book here, I'll just kind of make a rough guess at how many signatures I want to put in here. So this spine is about 1 and a little over 1/4 inch. So not a huge spine. So I'm thinking I would do 4 signatures probably. So if I think about this being the center, yeah, I can comfortably put 4 signatures here. So, and I could do a 5th. So we could do 5 signatures. They can't be super fat, but I do think I can put 5 and that will be nice. So let's aim for that objective. Okay. So this is from the end of the book. I don't really think it matters because I'm not going to be using the you know, the story in this book. I don't think it's important. But this one, because it would start with this image, I think it would be kind of a good middle signature. It's not the kind of image that I want to greet the book. Now, I could, if I wanted to, go in here and I can keep a couple of the pages connected if I felt like I really wanted to, and then I could, you know, fold it in. But I don't think I want to do that. I just really want to be dependent on these pages as they are. So this is another one where I'd want to keep it, you know, in the center. So we would, you know, that's a really nice page, so that's good. This would be fine to use. This one, let's see, I think it also wants to be a center signature. Yes, because we'd be cutting his face in half. So we have 4 now that have that same thing going on. This one I'm not so bothered that we're cutting it in half because I feel like these frogs and this here, like this, as I look at it, I don't necessarily see a fox's tail, and it goes with this kind of illustration, right? It's just a nice illustration. This page also works fine on its own, and these also could, you know, do their own thing. So we've got 5 here. I'm going to put this one with this. This page is fine to split in half. This one I think also could be, but potentially not. So let's take our chances and say this is another center signature, but that gets us to 5. So now for anything that I have that's not going to work independently, I'm going to have to get a little creative here. So it's okay. And I'm not worrying about this bit here. I'm going to just trim it off. So this is fine. We have a goat here, and we have a goat bum here. So there's a few things that I could do. Like I could, you know, do this, and then I'd have one shorter side. I could Frankenstein something here, but then I'd have to trim it because if I look at the book, you know, that would go over. So you know what, I'm just going to accept that on this page I have to do something to make it make sense. And you know, on this page it's fine, this page is fine, so that's okay. So I'm going to just accept it and put it there. Then this page, oh, that's so cute. let's go ahead and fold it. I think this one will be fine. Yep. Yep. Okay. So we have 1 and 2. And this will go 3. This one's going to be fine as well. Yep. 4. Let's see, I think we're going to have the inside might be a little weird. We'll see. Well, actually, it's okay. I'll have to do something here. That's okay. That's why we use tuck spots, right? So no worries. Okay, so now what I've done here, I've got 2 pages in each of these signatures. So we've got a few pages left, but I want to save a little bit for ephemera. So this one would be really nice for ephemera because I could use, you know, this for something. And over here, probably this and this if I wanted. I just have to be kind of creative about how I fold that. This is another good time where you could think about, like, does my center signature that I've chosen, so if I look at this one, you know, this one would be a good center signature because, of course, you know, we have the fox there that has to stay together. This page and this page are independently fine, but this would be good as a center signature. So this is a good time to look at this page and say, would this make better ephemera? And I think it would, because here we have ephemera. You know, this could be a pocket. This could be a tag. This could be, you know, one piece. Over here, this could be a pocket. That could be a journal card, pocket or journal card. And then this could be a pocket. So this is really going to feed my ephemera. So instead of using this one for ephemera, I'll use that one. So let's take this more sort of page that's more designed for this. And then this one, that's a great page. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so this one again, it won't work. This side won't work as a page, but for ephemera, this could be a pocket. That could be a journal card or a tag. And then we've got these bees over here. This could also kind of be some kind of a tuck spot. And that would use up the majority of this. Yeah, so we would get 3 things from this. So then if I go back and I look again at some of the things I've chosen for center signatures, I feel like I would get a tuck spot out of that. This would be a journal card. This would be a journal card maybe, or a tag, and so would that. So I think I'm going to do the switcheroo again. I'm going to make this one into ephemera and put this one at the center of my signature, which is not this one, it's this one. Nope. 2 there, 2 there. Where did I steal this from? 2. Oh, here. All right, is it here? No. Okay, let's set that aside. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, this is the one that I am using at the center, maybe? Okay, that has to be a center signature. Okay, yes, and that will go here. Yes, okay. Ooh, I'm confusing myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe I have too many. Let's double check what we have here. So, 1. This is... Yeah, this is what I traded. Okay, so let's just take all these and we'll put them inside the cover so I'm not confusing myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we have these beehives. That's a nice page that doesn't need, you know, anything. Yeah, that's great. So what I might do is take a look here and say, hey, that goat page was awkward, right? And will it be good for ephemera making? So on this side, I would get 1, 2, things, but it would probably use up most of what's going on here. But it would take away the awkwardness of that page, and I think this is a nice, busier page to have like in the journal. So I just like the look of it better. So it's going to win over this one. Okay, so now we're going to have 2 pages from the original book in each of the signatures, and that's a really nice mix. So that's that. Now, I'll be thinking about the colors in this book. We have yellows, greens, oranges, reds, and black and white, obviously. So now we've got this stuff to do. So I'll set these pages aside here, and I will grab 1 page of the Thornapple book, and it's just kind of going to be my template for the sizes that I make things. And also I'll keep in mind that I want it to be a bit smaller than the book itself. So in creating my template, I'm just going to take about like a 1/4 inch off of the top and the bottom and the inside and the outside. So that's kind of like, you know, like a 1/2 inch squared kind of trim that I've done to the page. And that will give me the guidance about, you know, how wide can I make a pocket? How tall can I make a tag? Because I need it to fit inside my journal. So the other thing that I'll do here now is take a look at this stuff, because I want to just check where these will sit. Now they're perfect. See, we've got a nice amount of space here. You want at least like a 1/4 inch, but if not, like a little more even is good, like a 1/2 inch, so that it's not going to be sticking out of the book. Now for the original pages that we plan to use, these are going to have to get trimmed down because they go right to the edgy edge, and we don't want that. So let's grab the guillotine. Bring this up here. Now this has a really wide margin, so I don't have to worry about cutting into things. So what I'm going to do is just measure. Okay, so they're about 5.5. We're going to take it down to 5. So a 1/2 inch off of all of the original pages from the book. Okay. Then, anything else I want to do? No, we're good. All right. So now what I'll do is I will add these to this. Now I want to decide what page would be the nicest to kind of greet the opening of this journal, because that will be like the first page of the book. Now, I do a couple of things when I open a journal. One is I either choose a really nice, busy kind of image that represents the journal's kind of spirit, like this, the soul of the story, or the, you know, the overall kind of aesthetic that I'm going for. Or I go with something like this that I can make a little more interesting by putting a pocket here, tucking something in, maybe like a vintage photo of a farmer who ran this calamity of a farm or something, right? So I think in this case, that's what I want to do. So what that's going to do for me is it's going to tell me, okay, this is signature 1, okay? So I have sticky notes around here somewhere. There they are. Do I have any down here? No, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab my, oh no, I do have some over here. They should be in here, but I think I've got things a little jammed. There they are. I am organized, but my studio is a little stuffed up right now. So we're going to go with the old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because we have 5 signatures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's make this one number 1. And then that's a little similar, and I really like this one, so I want to make it number 2. And then 3, I will randomly choose this one. Just because it's a little bit of a different image. And 4, we'll use the beehives. And 5, because that image is the most similar to this one, that will be as far away as possible. So let's go ahead and put that together like that. Put these back over here in my little nook for them. Okay. So now, because this is the first signature and I want to use the book plate in the first signature, this is going to go on in here. And I'm going to put it in between these. And then this one is sort of the next title page in chapter 1. So it's going to do the same thing. It's going to go in here. This one. And I just use it to sort of separate, you know, because you never want to have the two like pages beside each other. Like, it doesn't make sense to do that. You know, you're going to put sort of a busy page and then a writing page in the same way that for any of the kind of interesting pages that you choose, you want to mix them up throughout the signature. You don't want to have, like, you know, 2 or 3 of these book pages all jammed into one spot. Okay, so you want to mix up your pages. So there we go. We have 5 signatures getting started. And then I have this piece of ephemera here that I know I want to prepare and use. So maybe as we create this stuff, I'll find something that I want to cut out. And I'm also thinking about the cover, which is under here, and that image on the back and how I could use it on here. So I'm just going to cut this off because I can use this in my scrap bin here. And this is the only part of this book that this part of the book cover that I want to use. And I think, just go over here and see how wide it is, if it would be good. Oh yeah, it would be cute on there. I think it would go. So let's just take both of them and tuck them in here. And then maybe before we jump into the ephemera, let's make a final decision on what part of the cover we want to use on the cover of the book. Of these 2 books kind of joining together, joining forces to become awesome. So I still think I know this is Rosie and this is her walk, but I just really love this image. And yeah, I think I want to use that. And then this part will become ephemera, so we'll probably this, we'll see. So I'll just grab the cutting machine here. First, I will cut this edge off that we don't need. Just to make it neat and tidy and easier to cut because it's all kind of wrinkly and runkly. Then to get an idea of how wide and how long we want this to be. So I think width-wise, I want this to be about 4.5. And then how big, I want to have space for a book plate at the bottom. So 4.5 by 6 feels really right to me. So we'll go here 6, or actually I'll do this part first. So 4.5 gets me that. Do I want to wreck this? Yeah, that's fine. I can wreck Rosie's Walk, the title. We don't need it. Okay, and then I'm going to cut from, oh, you know what I just realized? I didn't get all of that fold off the front, and I want to. So it's going to be a little more narrow than I'd hoped, but that's okay. It's probably fine. So then to make it the length here, we said 6. So right there. And I'm just going to double check. You know, yeah, 6. Okay. And hopefully it gets rid of the R. It does. Perfect. Not quite. Almost. Let's just, there. I just want to get rid of the R. Okay. So that's going to be my cover image. Now, if we go over here, we lay this down, that's what it's going to look like. But this isn't going directly on there like so. But let's just kind of give you an idea. And I don't know if this will be the book plate. I don't think so. I probably will use a slightly different one. But here we go, right? That is what I'm looking for. I kind of think I want to use one like this maybe instead. But I'll make the decision when I get there. So the first thing I want to do though is obviously make this thicker and just get this bit of paper that's hanging out here. And I also want to stitch it onto something heavier. So let me see what I have. Yeah, that would be good. This right here. So this is just some old, like, the backing of like some paper. Actually, I'm going to use this one because it's the right size pretty much. And this is just old packaging, as you can see. So I think that will fit on there, and it will. So I'm just going to use art glitter glue for this. And this is also the point where you can decide if you want to round your corners or use any kind of a punch to make them a different shape. So as I'm filming this, it's Friday. I had a bit of an interesting week. I managed to yesterday, I think, finally solve what's been happening with my daughter. So that's good. I think we have the right antibiotic for the job now. And so I'm hoping that that's going to settle things down there. And then we went for a little road trip today because I was making a purchase on Facebook Marketplace of an aluminum stock pot to do some dyeing in because I needed another aluminum stock pot. So I did that and took my daughter to the mall and we had lunch, and my son played outside at the conservation area with my husband. So I wasn't sure how busy the mall would be, and he's you know, pretty good now with his mask, but like just in case if it was going to be really busy on a Friday, I didn't want to have him at risk. So just give that a moment to set up. Now I'll look at what I've got here left over. So this I don't think I really necessarily will use. Well, maybe, you know what, that would actually, maybe we could just fussy cut here. And that would be a really cute little tuck spot that could go either on something else like a tag, or it could go on a page. Never underestimate these little things. Okay, so this on its own I just think would be a really cute journal card. So I will cut it into one. Just going to use the guillotine because it's easier to get me that nice straight line. Okay, and for this one, I think I want to round the corners just to give it more of a kind of postcardy type look, or not necessarily postcardy, but just more of like a nice card type look. Yeah, okay, so that's our first piece of ephemera. Now I will go ahead and let that dry for a bit. I'll probably stitch it while it's still attached, and then I will cut it out afterward. So let's move this out of the way, and then we can go ahead and try to take a look at maybe making this, or let's grab our signatures and put them aside too. Let's tear this stuff into the kind of ephemera that we want. So over the goat, I think I just really prefer the fox here in this haystack. And I think for this one, I want it to be a tag. And then over here, these mice, I think I also want that to be a tag. And then I'll have this little snippet I don't need. And then this I've got these lovely trees. That would be a really nice pocket. So I think this I will make into a journal card. And a little shorter. Yeah. Okay. Now I will save these little bits and bobs for collage when they have the colors on them of the ephemera itself, because you know, you can actually really make something. Like if I were to find a nice painting of a fox, you know, by someone like Robert Bateman, I could cut that out, add it on a journal card, and then to kind of make the theme cohesive, right, I could add this into the background collage and it would tie the whole thing together. So I'm a little precious with my scraps at this stage, so just keep that in mind. Don't throw things away real quickly. Just kind of, you know, take your time and think about what you'd like to do. Helps you kind of build like your aesthetic. So, okay, so now this is going to be a little tuck spot. So I'll cut that out and it will go over here because this is kind of everything that needs to be backed. And then I've got this scrap here, but then on the back I've got this, and it's making me think about adding it to the card here where I've already saved this. So we'll just set those aside. My little scrap pile over here. And then we have this cute piece of paper with all this stuff on it. So the back's blank, and this is Rosie's walk here. So I think I will probably make this into a tuck spot. Because this is kind of the perfect little side tuck shape. Then I would like to keep the Rosie's walk part of this. So I can make this a little smaller now. I think I will make that into like a tag. And then I'll have this up here. I will make the title into a little journal card, I think. Like a cute little tucked in journal card that just ties it all together. And I think I'll keep that bit on the side, but I will trim it a little here. There, so that will be a cute little tucked in title. Because, you know, I think sometimes when we make journals with books this way, especially if you have people who are following your journey, I think people do get really attached to like the whole process of this, right? So it's nice to keep that title. So I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking about what I want to do with it. I obviously have the option to make like a little tag or a little journal card. I could also use a punch and make like little stamps or cutouts with it. So I'm just going to keep it actually in my scraps. And I'll keep my options open, because you may find as you're going through the process of your journal that like you've got enough ephemera once you process this, and then you're like, but you know, it would be nice to have a few little glue downs to just help me bring my my theme more centrally. Oh, that's really cute. I wish I'd seen that one first, but I wouldn't want to ruin this because this is the more interesting side of things. So this, I think, I could do a nice belly band with just this piece. Then this obviously is super cute, and that would be a really nice tag. We have a bunny here. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think I will keep our bunny on here. And then I have this long bit here. That could be a tag. I may just make it like a little journal card or tag. Just gonna take that extra bottom off there. It's just not working for me. There. Okay. All right, so we have the fox, but I think if I look here, I've got one of the fox, two of the fox. Yeah, I'm pretty like in love with the fox, and he gets the front of the book. So let's put Rosie back into the, you know, the book here. It's her book after all. And I'll just turn that into a journal card. If we want that little rake, I'll put it in my scraps. So then here I have two options, a fox bum with some houses that actually I would love as a pocket, or this I would also love as a pocket. You know, if you're making this journal for yourself, you can photocopy. I think that's fine. It's just if you're selling it like I ought to do, I can't. So what I will do, I know this is really interesting, but like I feel like the milk cans kind of get in the way, and it's not going to make maybe as nice of a pocket as what the other one would, because it's more of like a complete kind of building. So I think this one wins. Yeah, it wins. The only thing I wish with these little children's books is that they had a few more pages, but they actually don't need them. This is the perfect kind of project. It gives you creative limitations, so you're more likely to have a nice result. All right, and then I've got some of this left over, so I can do something with it. All right, we're on the last page now. Oh, this is a tough one too. I sort of feel like, as much as I like this side, I really love that pocket. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I need that to be a pocket. I just feel very attached to it. So that's a pocket. Now I've got this left over here, and what I think I want to do is use this as just a nice big journal card. We'll trim it a little bit at the top. But yeah, I think that's good. And then we have this sort of weird shape left over, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this off. This is going to be a journal card. Actually, maybe I'll use that rather than the bees. Yeah. Okay, and then we have this left. So this is going to be an upper tuck pocket. Now, I do have the option of, you know, freeform cutting this. And I think I will do so, just to give it like a little more of an interesting shape for a top pocket. So that's that. All right, so we have processed through that stuff. Here's what we've got ephemera wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 pieces of ephemera, you know, and 5 signatures, you know, not bad. Okay, then we have a little bit of scrap here. So let's work on this library card. Okay, and I'll keep my scraps here because they're handy. Now, the first thing I want to do with this is decide like color. How do I want to modify the color of this? I probably want to put some orange and yellow. There we go. And then some antique linen actually too. I stopped at the scrapbook kind of paper art store today because of where I went. I wanted to go and look for something, and I was like, what should I get while I'm here other than the thing I need? And I walked away from this really cool like little set of all these little tiny ink daubers. Right now I'm thinking I should have gotten that, you know. I should have, but I'm behaving. I'm being haved. So I just want to use a little antique linen. This is my vintage photo, so it's a little darker, but I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to like give this a little more age and color. It's fun. And then I'll do the same over here, but I'm going to add it from the center and just kind of go over the whole pocket and let the impression of whatever I have underneath it just sort of mark it up. And I'm doing the back because I don't know if I will glue it down or not yet. So that's all I need the antique linen for now. Then I'm going to go around the edge of this with a bit of this orange zinc ink. Okay. And then the yellow, I think I'll use on the card, and I'll just kind of smoosh it across it a little. See, like that. And the front of the pocket too. Okay. And then I think what I want to do next, I was trying to decide if I wanted to spray these with a bit of coffee or water or not, but I don't think I will. I think they're fine. Maybe just kind of give them a little rub. All right. So now I've got this image that I wanted to kind of fussy cut around here. I'm not going to be too precious about like getting super in all the tiny little creases here. This one around this little edge. All right. This reminds me of like some vintage like teapot that my grandmother may have had. I think I want to put that there. So I'm going to go over, it's shiny. I'm going to try to go over it a little bit with some ink. And then I don't know if it'll stay or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but we'll just give it a try. Yeah, actually I think it will stay. All right, art glitter glue, just because this is a bit thicker. And I know I'm going to need to lose a little tiny bit of the edges here. So my daughter had a wonderful week at her swimming lesson. She loved it, and I've already seen so much progress. It's so great. And my son, he is so funny. He's not old enough yet to join swimming lessons, but he made up his own swimming lesson because he was outside of the community center yesterday, and there was a sprinkler in the garden, and he saw the sprinkler and he went for it. So my husband was sending me pictures while I was watching my daughter's swimming lesson, and he's like, so this happened. He's a little bit drenched, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's good. You know what? Never deny a child their joy like that. Just let them have it, because you're only a baby once, you know? You're only little once. And it's just clothes and shoes. Whatever. So I'm going to put this little bitsy boo here, I think maybe in this upper corner like that. And that one I'm just going to use glue stick. Okay. And then just line it up in the corner. There we go. And then I'll take a little of that linen over it as well, just to kind of blend it in with the rest. So now we have a cute little themed piece of ephemera that goes with the theme of the book. It's done! Yay! Okay, so I think what I will do next, we also have this. This is done. This little tuck spot maybe. I'm going to go ahead and back all of the ephemera with thicker kind of paper or cardstock, what have you, to just get it like started, and then we'll see how we want to embellish it or you know, get it ready for the journal. So here we go, it's all here. And then what I'll also do is the cover image, this I'm going to stitch around it, and I'll prepare it for the for putting it on here. I'm definitely going to use like brads or something like I typically do for this. I don't know if I'm going to mat it or not, we'll see, but yeah, maybe that will be the next video. I don't know, we'll see. I'll take you on the next journey with this journal. I have to think about what other things that I want to make. So thank you for hanging out with me, and I will link a few things down below. Have a great day, and bye for now.